The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
All right, everybody, how are we doing today? Welcome back. We are live here at the World Series of Poker on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us. We have got an action-packed day now. Joe Siraga, look at him fly. Flow nose. There he goes. Goodbye. Wow. Somebody just making it on time, I think. But, hey, good one. Great, but a great day here at the World Series of Poker. I'll try to start talking here. Man, the Mountain Dew didn't kick in. It's kind of tough. I usually like to do the tea, but the Mountain Dew was no iced tea back in the back. So we get the Mountain Dew, and I don't know if I crashed, but, we'll try and get through it. Should be a good time. But, hey, this is going to be a sensational day. We've got a couple final tables coming at you later on this afternoon. There's a few of the tournaments playing down. We had no bracelets awarded yesterday. So these guys are coming in today trying to win some gold. We'll see what happens with that. But we, of course, do want to take a little bit of time today and kind of recap what's going on here at the World Series. We're also going to have Chris Wallace, the 10K horse winner, is going to join us after he picks up his hardware. So that'll be exciting. So looking forward to seeing the Fox coming on board. All you Minnesota kids up there, get to say hi to him live here on the show. All right. And, of course, want to also, kick off the broadcast thanking a lot of great companies and people that have been working with us here on the Mark Hoke Show. We're getting close to that halfway mark. And we're also closing in on episode number 500. Should be happening right around the day 1 or 1A or 1B, the main event-ish. So we're pretty excited about that. But, thanks to everybody that's supporting the show. Of course, our great friends at Blind Squirrel Apparel. Look good and be lucky, 20% off with the code HOKE. Put that on in there, 20% off. That's a hell of a deal. So look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel. We've got our friends at Arctic Blue Cooling Towels. It's not cool to be hot, and people in Vegas are finding that out real quick. Just pick up your Arctic Blue Cooling Towel. ArcticBLU.com is your website, and you get 15% off with the code Mark Hoke Show. Our good friends at Run Good Gear. We got the Run Good Gear Lounge flying around over here too. A lot of the great Run Good Gear pros stopping by all the time, along with a lot of other pros. So if you want to hang out with some of the best in the game, come on over and check out the Run Good Gear Lounge and go to rungoodgear.com. 10% off when you put in the code HOKE. It's not a bad one. I'm sporting this nice Nike one. I'm digging this, man. I'm feeling kind of looking sharp. I'm going to have to talk to Tana about keeping this thing. Of course, we also have Final 9 Comic, and they are relaunching the website on Sunday. That'll be Father's Day. So make sure you check that out. Final9comic.com. You get the first issue you can download for free. That's a hell of a deal. So check that out. Go to Final9comic.com. We also have our good friends at Double Digit Covers. I'll tell you what. The World Cup is going on. They've got that covered. The Stanley Cup Finals still going. NBA Finals, Major League Baseball, and whatever other sporting events you need to hit. They've got your winners. Give them a call. 855-489-2700 is the place to go. Talk to Tony Dose, Tommy Bertuzzi, and the team over there. They're going to make you very happy. I will guarantee it. So give them a call. 855-489-2700. And tell them Mark Hoke Show sent you, and we'll get you a free winner. So that's not bad. Can't beat that. Of course, we've also got our friends of the Nevada Poker League. Hey, free poker, $50,000 in cash and prizes they give out. So if you need to take a break from the grind here at the World Series, let's check out the Nevada Poker League. Have a great time over there. 17 different locations they're playing at. So get on over there, NevadaPokerLeague.com. Our good friends at Team Poker Joker, well, they're having a great World Series. And you can too with TeamPokerJoker.com. Put in the code VegasHoke, 10% off. Just grin and win. TeamPokerJoker.com. There we go. Oh, God, I saw another peace sign. All right, that's great. After last night, I think I'm done with those. Of course, Dutch Boyd's new book, Poker Tilda's out. Check that out at Amazon. or pokertilt.com. Pick that up today. It's getting a lot of great reviews. I'm telling you, if I thought the book wasn't good, I wouldn't be pushing it so hard. But it is a great book. You're going to really enjoy it, and it certainly breaks down the life of what it's like to really be a poker player. And you got to be ready for all the highs and the lows, and Dutch tells you all about it in the book. So take a look at pokertilt.com. All right. And let's see. I'm just trying to think if we've got anything else going on right now. Oh, yeah. And, of course, don't forget to tune in. We were on KLAV yesterday on our show Wednesday at 3 p.m. So, join us there, KLAV1230am.com if you're outside the Las Vegas area. And, of course, we're going to be on 920 KBAT soon enough. So 920thegame.com. Join us there as well. All right. Yeah, so there you go. Let's get down to business here. But one thing I want to do first is let's take a look back at the World Series so far, because there's been a ton of great action. Some bracelet winners that I think a lot of people were very excited to see. And, we're going to break it all down for you here as we give you a little recap of the World Series. Of course, the event, employees event was number one. Number two, the Mixed Max No Limit Hold'em, $25,000 buy-in on that. And what happens, Vanessa Selps comes out and binks that one right off the bat, knocking off Jason Moe. Had a great come-from-behind victory for her. So Vanessa Selps taking down event number three. And event number four, the Pot Limit Omaha, goes to Brandon Shack Harris. So the largest Pot Limit Omaha field in history goes to Brandon Shack Harris, defeating Morgan Popham. Heads up on that one. Also had Steve Bilarakis at that final table as well. So congratulations to Brandon Shack Harris, who, of course, also had a runner-up finish later on in this World Series, and we'll, of course, get to that. Event number four, No Limit Hold'em, $1,000 buy-in, won by one of the tougher circuit grinders out there, Kyle Cartwright, getting a bracelet. So Kyle Cartwright puts his first one on the board, and he defeats Jason Pastor and Alon Schwartz on that final table. Looked like Schwartz was in pretty good shape, but Cartwright managed to pull that one out, and Pastor sneaked into second place. So a nice run there for Kyle Cartwright as he wins event number four. Let's take a look at event number five, the Limit Deuce to 7 Triple Draw Low Ball. And I'm sorry, just give me 1 second. One little quick maintenance thing to do here. There we go. Event number 5, Deuce 7 Limit Deuce 7 Triple Draw Low Ball. Tuan Lee knocks off Justin Bonomo, and Tuan Lee wins his first bracelet. An outstanding final table on that one. Justin Bonomo finishing second. Elliot Lesra in third. Nick Schulman in fourth, George Danzer in fifth, Phil Galfond in sixth. Great group there. And Mercier and John Turner, David Benjamin, all hanging around on that one as well. So pretty wild event number 5 going to Tuan Lee. And, of course, at the time at least, denied Justin Bonomo his first World Series of Poker bracelet. Okay, and let's take it over to event number 6, the No Limit Hold'em Shootout, and Alex Bulletin winning his first bracelet. Very excited about that one, and a popular win amongst the poker community as he defeats Dimitar Janshev. John Lane finishing third, and Josh Aryeh's fourth, of course, ends up being the spotlight in that one. Aryeh, it kind of felt like a second place finish because Aryeh had that, and Bulletin managed to spike a big card on the turn to stop Aryeh from winning another bracelet. So, but Alex Bulletin taking down event number 6. We go to event number 7. That is the 7-card Raz. Of course, that one caught a lot of attention early here in the World Series as well, as Ted Forrest wins bracelet number 6, managing to defeat Phil Hellmuth heads up in a back-and-forth heads-up matchup. Hellmuth finishing second. A great final table there as well, as Greg Pappas finishes third, David Bach fourth, Brock Parker fifth, and you'll hear that name a little bit later on. Brandon Cantu finishing sixth. So a pretty wild 7-card Raz tournament with Phil Hellmuth coming up one short of bracelet number 14. To event number 8 we go, and that is the Millionaire Maker, won by Jonathan Dimmig. Stephen Grainer letting a massive chip lead going into the final table get away, and Dimmig ends up winning your Millionaire Maker Championship $1.3 million. Had beating Jeffrey Coburn heads up. Also James Duke, Andrew Tang, Bradley Anderson, Grainer, Jason Johnson, Andrew Dick, and Maurice Hawkins finishing at your final table on that one. We take it over to event number 9. Event number 9, a $1,000 no-limit hold'em event. And one of the few unknowns in this tournament that is winning bracelets. Jeff Smith comes up big, knocks off Danny Wynn, taking that one down. Jeffrey Klein in 3rd, Frank Patty in 4th, Jorge Vergara in 5th. Biggest name finisher there was Big Hooney, Chris Hoonigan, finishing 8th. David Inselberg 10th. Dylan Lynn 13th. Vinny Pahuja 14th in event number 9. And then we go to event number 10. That is the Limit Omaha High-Low Split 8 or better. And that one goes to Brock Parker. Of course, Parker already had a final table in this World Series. Gets the win, the Silver Spring, Maryland native taking that one down, defeating Richard Ashby, who's having a pretty good World Series himself, finishing 2nd. Ophir Moore 3rd. Shirley Rosario finishing 4th. So I had Melissa Baird, Dan Kelly, Elliot Lesra hanging around on that one. So that is event number 10, the Limit Omaha High-Low Split 8 or better. Event number 11, and that is the No Limit Hold'em 6-handed event, where the aforementioned Justin Bonomo defeats Mike Sowers, comes from behind, and wins his first World Series of Poker bracelet, beating a pretty tough field there with Daniel Strelitz, Lance Harris, Neil Middleman, and Taylor Parr. So a good win there for Justin Bonomo as he gets to celebrate his first World Series of Poker bracelet. Event number 12, that is the Pot Limit Hold'em $1,500 buy-in. And I got to tell you, people not really excited about the Pot Limit Hold'em events here. But Gregory Colo winning that one. Colo beating Kazu Oshima to take that one down. Not really too many what you would call big names in there. But Colo from Rocky River, Ohio, winning his first World Series of Poker bracelet as well in event number 12. Event 13, we had a no-limit deuce to 7 low ball, and that still is the final table of this World Series as Paul Volpe finally breaks through, wins his first World Series of Poker bracelet. Volpe taking down an unreal final table, stopping Daniel Negreanu, Jason Mercier, Brian Rass, Larry Wright, John Monette, and Abe Masseri in that order. So Volpe survives a heads-up on Negreanu in a 3-way battle, Negreanu and Mercier, to win his first World Series of Poker bracelet in the 10K no-limit deuce to 7 draw low ball. An amazing win for Paul Volpe, and I'm sure one that he is never going to forget, not only winning that bracelet, but also doing it in such spectacular fashion. Event number 14, the Limit Omaha High-Low Split 8 or better, $1,500 buy-in. Nick Kost winning that bracelet. He also had a deep run later on in this World Series. Knocks off Cal Raichura, Jim Bucci, Kalen McNeil, who won this event last year, finishing 4th. So outstanding turnaround for him. Alex Luneau finishing 5th. And other notables, Greg Raymer in 7th, Konstantin Puchkov in 9th, and Maria Ho finishing 15th in event number 14, Limit Omaha High-Low Split 8 or better. Event number 15, No Limit Hold'em 6-handed event. And I'll get the right tournament up on the screen instead of the incorrect one. That 6-handed event, a pretty wild affair there too, as that one gets shipped over to Davide Katai, who, of course, Helmuth was chasing a bracelet on this one as well. Those two ended up going overnight, having to play it out. And Davide Katai wins his 3rd World Series of Poker bracelet. We've seen a lot of players getting into that 3-bracelet category. It's been pretty wild how many guys are picking up their 3rd bracelets. But Katai overcomes this field and wins the No Limit Hold'em 6-handed event, $3,000 buy-in. We go to event number 16, the Limit Deuce to 7 triple draw low ball event. And event number 16 goes to Todd Bui, stopping Captain Tom Franklin, who had won a bracelet in the late 90s. And Franklin coming up just short. David Bell 3rd, Vladimir Shemelev finishing 4th. David G. in 6th. Kevin Iacofano in 7th. In that one, Ismail Bojang, who's been making a couple nice runs here at the World Series, finishing 9th. So that is the limit deuce to 7 triple draw low ball event number 16. We get to event number 17, and that, of course, the Seniors Championship, always an exciting event. This is the largest seniors field ever, and it goes to Dan Highmiller. Highmiller just took control of this tournament about 2/3 of the way in and never looked back. Dan Highmiller knocking off Donald Moss, a player out of Iowa. I believe he's helps out at a firehouse out there. A great story. But Dan Highmiller comes up big, wins that one for over $500,000. Dennis Phillips finishing 5th in that one. So a great win for Dan Highmiller as he continues an outstanding 2013-2014 run. Event number 18, 7-card Raz event. And that one, the $10,000 buy-in, goes to George Danzer, the PokerStars Pro, after 10 years here at the World Series, finally taking down his first World Series of Poker bracelet as he defeats Brandon Shack Harris, who's trying to win his second. Knocks off Todd Barlow, Yuval Bronstein, Brian Hastings, Todd Dukake, also had David Bach, Daniel Bryan, Daniel Negreanu, also making deep runs in that one. But George Danzer winning his first World Series of Poker bracelet here in 2014. Event number 19, No Limit Hold'em event. And that one goes to Ted Gillis, retired U.S. Marine. Once again, one of the few amateurs that's been able to break through here at the World Series. And he knocks off John Hennigan. A great battle there between he and Gillis. But Gillis comes up big and gets that one done. You have Dejan Divkovic out of Bosnia finishing 3rd. Jacobo Fernandez in 4th. Mustafa Kanit in 5th. Jamie Kaplan 6th. Hiran Patel in 7th place. So Ted Gillis takes down event number 19 in the amateur, brings home a World Series of Poker bracelet. Event 20 with a No Limit Hold'em shootout. And that No Limit Hold'em shootout goes to Corey Kilpatrick, who had just stopped by the booth a little bit before that. Kilpatrick defeats Eric Wasserson, wins his first World Series of Poker bracelet, defeats a field of Noah Bronstein in 3rd, Jack Duong in 4th, Chris Bell, a very experienced player, in 5th, Phil Galfond in 6th, Taylor Parr in 7th, Michael Stonehill 8th, Dylan Lind in 9th place. So there is your Corey Kilpatrick winning his first World Series of Poker bracelet. This has just been amazing. You know, like I said, you're seeing a trend here of players either winning their first or their third. It's been happening all over the place. Event number 21, and that is the No Limit Hold'em event, going to Dominic Nitschke, winning his 3rd World Series of Poker bracelet. He's won 3 in 3 years. Outstanding runs for Nitschke, and the Germans continue to pick up bracelets, as I so predicted. What a shock. No, but they've been playing great, and certainly wasn't a hard choice there. Nitschke holds off Dave D'Alessandro, Bob Bunara, and some other Jeff Gross finishing 8th in that one. Jason Sentai in 9th. A great field there, and we're really hoping Jeff was going to bring that one home. But Nitschke takes that down and wins his 3rd World Series of Poker bracelet, and is all of a sudden quietly starting to creep up amongst the all-time greats. And I think it was fastest, might have been fastest to 3. I think I'll have to double check that, but there was a record for that one. Event 22 horse tournament won by the Fox, winning the 10K horse. Christopher Wallace takes that one down, knocks off Randy Ohl. Richard Sklar, a guy who's very well known in the poker community. Good friend Mike Sexton finishing 3rd on that one. Richard Ashby in 4th, so another deep run for Ashby. Max Pescatori in 5th, Lee Goldman in 6th, Bill Chen in 7th, Calvin Anderson, another final table finishing 8th. And you have Bruno Fatuzzi, David Benjamin, and Miami John Cernuno, a deep run there, finishes 12th in this horse tournament. To go into event number 23, that is the Turbo No Limit Hold'em, one of the crazier tournaments here at the World Series. Players like it, and I'll tell you what, it does move very quickly compared to the other events. And that one goes to Doug Polk here out of Las Vegas, Nevada, knocks off Andy Filichak to win that bracelet. Jonathan Hanner in 3rd, Torwello, no, that can't be right. That's an extra check-in, I think. Chad Cox we'll say he had fourth. Liam Alcock out of Estonia finishing fifth. Tony Gregg sixth. Dash Dudley finishing eighth in that one. So nice run for Tony Gregg as he was pursuing gold once again. Came up a little short, but great job. We go to event number 24, the No Limit Hold'em six-handed event, and that one taken down I'm sorry. Now these events are underway. Excuse me, I was getting a little heavy there. Matt Jarvis with a big lead right now, holding about a 600,000 chip lead over Jeremy Kotler in this one with 17 players to go. Bryn Kenny is in third at 695. David Barat out of France is in fourth at 576. Mustafa Kanit, he stands at 560. And then we got Lucky Chewy hanging around there. Andrew Lichtenberger at 530. Byron Caverman at 512. Some of your bigger names there. Kevin Eister, who I got to hear an interesting story about from Matt Salzberg last night, sitting in ninth. Greg Merson, of course, trying to become the first main event champion since Carlos Mortensen to win a bracelet after he won the main event. I mean, that's an unbelievable stat. That nobody since Mortensen has won a bracelet after they've won the main events here at the World Series. So Merson trying to reverse that trend, but wearing the Blue Jays jersey. Gotta say, a little bit of a traitorous move on that one. Not liking that, but we'll see if it brings Greg luck today. Also, Griffin Banger sitting there in 13th. Good friend of the show, Amanda Musumeci, in 15th. And looks like we already did have an elimination. Corey Kilpatrick was trying to win his second bracelet of this World Series, but it will not happen. Looks like he is down in 17th place. So there's event number 24 for you. Event number 25, the Omaha 7-card stud high-low split 8 or better, $2,500 buy-in. That is down to 18 players, and your leader is one of the great players here in the history of the World Series, Eric Seidel. Seidel trying to bring another bracelet into the trophy case at 444. But this one's going to be pretty tight. Mike Leah is hanging around there too. So Mike Leah at 374. John Kabaj in third. He is out of the UK, and he is at 326. Chris Reslock in fourth at 243. Fu Wong in fifth. Christopher McHugh in sixth. Thomas Keller is in seventh. Tyson Marks in eighth. Some of your other notables on the rest of this board. Joe Tehan is in 11th. Tom Schneider is in 12th. Robert Mizraki in 14th. Konstantin Pushkov just finds a way to keep cashing in these tournaments. Goes to is at 106, along with Alan Jaffrey Schulman in there as well. Owais Ahmed is in 17th, and Matt Glantz is your short stack right now at 66,000. He is listed in 18th place. So Glantz, a long way to go to try and win that coveted World Series of Poker bracelet. We go to event number 26. This one is also counting down. We are at 17 players. I'm sorry. I apologize. I started on event number 24. Let's pull up event number 26. That was a No Limit Hold'em, the last event to kick off yesterday. So still a long way to go on this one, but we are down, had 1,594 entries in that $1,500 tournament, 178 remaining, and we are looking at Mark Dube. Dube looks like the leader. He is at 160. Ethiel Garcia, listed at 145, is in second. Christopher Smiasko out of Canada is in third, followed by Dan Smith, probably your top name in that group. Matthew Haugen, Man Win, W. Mateka, Amy Barr, Ryan Welch, Vanessa Cade. Some of the other top players in there. Martine Finger is in 15th. Mike McDonald, Timex, is in 18th. And Sporting, a pretty nasty cast. Hope he's doing all right there. Anthony Spinell is in 26th. Soy Win trying to hang on. He is in 8th place, 28th place. And so on down the line. So a lot of guys contending to try and win event number 26, No Limit Hold'em event today. Of course, that one will probably finish up tomorrow. Today's kickoff events, we have got event number 27. We got a horse tournament playing out for you. $1,500 buy-in, pretty popular event. So we'll be seeing how that one turns out for you. Of course, not a lot of information on those as they're just getting started. And the one that everybody is kind of making fun of here, the Pot Limit Hold'em event number 28, 10K buy-in. It is a 10K, so hopefully everybody have fun with that. But that is event number 28, the Pot Limit Hold'em event, kicking off later this afternoon. So there is your recap of what is going on at the World Series at the moment. A lot of other news taking place here, too. I see some guys firing in the chat box about what happened to Mike the Mouth yesterday. So we will get to talk about that in just a little bit, along with some other things happening. And so we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here at the World Series of Poker, coming to you live. Having a great time, but should be an interesting discussion about Mike Matusow. Looking forward to hearing some of your opinions about that. And we'll get the Skype line open so you guys can give us a call, too. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water, and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle. Right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Tough day at the Felt? Get off tilt and unstuck by escaping to the desert for an extreme off-road adventure with Sun Buggy Fun Rentals. We have the biggest fleet of off-road vehicles known in the universe. And since we know poker players aren't exactly early risers, we now offer after-dark tours for all you night owls. And don't forget to stop by the Mark Hope Show WSOP booth at the Rio to win a free Sun Buggy experience. Please call us 24/7 at 1-866-728-4443 and visit us at www.sunbuggy.com. Call us now and take the off-road ride of your life with Sun Buggy Fun Rentals.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become 1, one way or another. final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final9Comic.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back here live on the Mark Hoke Show from the World Series of Poker. We are at the Rio having a blast, and the phone lines are open, kids. 702-997-3015, or if you want to Skype us, Mark Hoke 5150. Yes, that's the number for Criminally Insane. But more in the reference to Van Halen album, which is in reference to the Criminally Insane. So it's all good. That's how things kind of work around here. It was our third year broadcasting live from the World Series of Poker, and approaching fast our 500th show. Should be taking someplace. Looks like during the main event. So that'll be an exciting day. Somebody bring me a cake. If someone makes me a 500 cake, I'll get you a free t-shirt. That'll be fun. But so we certainly want to get your opinions about everything happening at the World Series, what's been going on so far. We're just about to the halfway point of this thing. We're getting there, but still many more events to go. And we'll take a little time maybe today and break down what is coming up on the schedule. But of course, everybody is talking about it. The Mike Matusow ruling last night that happened, and I'm kind of surprised at this one. I really am. Let's just a quick brief on what happened last night. Apparently, Mike was hit with a penalty. Of course, we all know that Mike's one of the more explosive players in the game. And got to give it to Poker Listings, putting old picture up of Mike with flipping the bird. But apparently last night celebrated a little too much, according to the WSOP staff, specifically Dave Lamb. Dave, of course, one of the great tournament directors that ran the Peppermill Room for a very long time up in Reno and was just outstanding. I know Dave forever, and he really is a guy that watches out for the game and does a fantastic job. But it looks like he may have put himself in the middle of a little bit of a controversy last night. They gave Mike a one-round penalty for excessive celebration in the $2,500 Omaha 8 Study tournament. And got to say, no one, and I'm feeling for Dave here, but no one is standing up for Dave on this one at all. Yeah, I'll get you goofballs in the chat box in a minute. So what apparently happened was Mike got excited after he had won a big pot. He stepped away from the table and was cheering yes, yes, yes. And unfortunately, a ruling came down that it was excessive celebration, and Mike got a one-round penalty. And according to himself, imploded a little bit after that, and ends up getting his bags packed. Some comments first for Mike on his Twitter account, just to give you his feeling about this story. Says, making no excuses on getting knocked out of 08 Study tonight, but after floorman David Lamb gave me a one-round penalty for celebrating, I tried to I'm sure that's should be compose myself, and me being so emotional in person, I was not able to, and I imploded. This was the worst ruling in poker history. When you fight for 24 hours of poker play on a nub, I'm not sure what that is, and win a $200K pot and scream that right, yes, yes, and I'm forced to miss around this unjust. Something really needs to be done by discussing floor decisions that can change the outcome of someone playing for $250K. This was so wrong. Again, no excuses. I played poorly after this unjust ruling, but as an emotional person as I am, it just wasn't right. Good luck to everyone in the tournament. If it was, I believe he meant if it was Helmuth or Negreanu or Ivy, there's no way they make this ruling. A lot of people chiming in on this. Joe Tehan Let's get some of the other tweets from people. Joe Tehan was also in that tournament. Said, worst penalty I've ever seen was given tonight to At the Mouth Matisow. So unfair, especially when we're playing for so much dollars. Owais Ahmed, who's also still in this tournament. Mike Matisow was one of the reasons the WSOP is famous. His outgoing personality attracts a lot of fans. To give him a penalty for cheering. Players should stand up and voice out against staff that make bad decisions in key moments like this. In caps, unacceptable at WSOPTD. Even drummer Dave Navarro had his opinion. Said at the Mouth Matisow, Mike is the king. So a lot of people firing off on this one, and then coming back through some of the other tweets. Thomas Keller, of course, Thunder Keller, saying, Mike, I thought the one-round penalty on Matisow was just terrible, way overreactive, and a terrible precedent. All he did was celebrate away from the table after winning a huge pot. He celebrated loudly but not meanly or directed at anyone. Let's see. FYI, the same floor that gave Matisow the penalty incorrectly colored up Pearl Jam during dinner, or at Pearl Jam during dinner. He came back from 12.7K chips to 10.5. Mike Matisow thanking everybody for his support. So a lot of discussion about this, but certainly, brings up the situation where, how much you have to keep yourself under control at the table. And I don't think that that Mike really did anything too obnoxious here. As I can tell you that some of the guys, like Joe, when Joe Tehan says Mike didn't do anything wrong, and Joe is kind of a pretty quiet guy, stays out of things. Yeah, I gotta say Mike's probably in the clear on this one. There is some very interesting news that is breaking right now, by the way, and I saw a few tweets about this one, but give me a second, because I actually just saw a tweet from Tab Dashu, who is the a poker director at the Borgata, tweeting, PokerStars has just been sold. I did see a couple other mentions about this earlier in the day, that this was a possibility, and I'm going to actually have a source here. Give me 1 second, because this is huge, obviously. So here's what we've got. Get on your stock portfolios and get BX. Joe Payne, I believe, is in New York right now. So Joe, if you could pull up get yourself some Blackstone Group LP stock. Apparently they are purchasing. Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. No, I apologize. Sorry, not BX. Don't buy that. Never mind. Amaya Gaming Group. Sorry about that. It was a part of the article. It's AYA on your exchange. AYA, Amaya Gaming Group Incorporated, a maker of gambling equipment and systems, is near an agreement to buy the parent of PokerStars, the world's biggest poker website, according to a person with knowledge of the process. GSO, which provided as much as $160 million in credit to an Amaya subsidiary in December, is backing the PokerStars acquisition with more than $1 billion of debt, said the person who requested an anonymity because the talks aren't public. So that is huge. So apparently Amaya Gaming Group Incorporated has completed a purchase of PokerStars. What does this mean? Well, obviously one of the big situations that has taken place with PokerStars is they've been barred from getting into the United States because of these bad act clauses have been put in a lot of online legislation. New Jersey, specifically citing PokerStars ownership being the reason that they have not allowed PokerStars to get the license. But PokerStars now has been purchased apparently by the Amaya Gaming Group, and does that clear the way for PokerStars to be licensed in New Jersey, Nevada, California, and so on? Don't know, but yeah, Joe MPL in the chat box saying AYA is now on its way to the New Jersey Gaming Commission office. You betcha. That's pretty cool. I don't know if Joe can call in, but Joe, if you can, I'd love to get you on the line here to talk about this. This is unbelievable. So Amaya Gaming Group, AYA, get your stock now, kids, has apparently purchased PokerStars. Unbelievable. And I'll try and see if I can maybe get I do have a PokerStars source. So I may be able to see if I can get some more information about that. Probably deal with that for tonight's show. I'm not sure if I can get it in today or not. Maybe during the commercial break, I'll check with my source on that one. But apparently, PokerStars has a new ownership. Whoa, baby! Wow! And we're gonna retweet that one. That's for sure. So there you go. By the way, I'm catching flack here a little bit for my Greg Merson tweet earlier about Greg wearing the Blue Jays jersey. Action Augs, AA Augustine, at Mark Hoke Show, at Greg Merson, Smart Man Winky, hashtag Go Jays Go. Carl Pion, of course, Blistering FX, friend of the show, at Mark Hoke Show, at Greg Merson. Let's see who has the magic tonight. Awesome choice of jersey, at Greg Merson, with a picture of a couple of those evil Toronto Blue Jays on there. Wow. So, well, I guess we'll be fighting on that one. Yeah, so all of a sudden, a ton of news, kids. Ton of news. How big is that? So PokerStars, it looks like we're getting a lot of reports coming in on this. So PokerStars apparently has been purchased by the Amaya Gaming Group, and we'll see what it does. We'll see what the effect of that as we watch over the next few months. Sorry about the Blackstone thing. They were up there on that article, but wow. Yeah, and I'm seeing more and more news about this coming over too. So it looks like, I know it's kind of a bad thing to say PokerStars around here, but this is a big news for everybody. I said it should clear the way for PokerStars to be allowed in the United States. One of the things that it bothered me with PokerStars not being allowed in here was because I felt like they were trying to block the competition, legislatively and through licensing commissions, other than just being, and finding every excuse they could, with the current ownership group. But now it looks like that obstacle has been moved. So that is something else. And I believe we got Joe Payne on the line, still in New York City. I don't know why, but he's here. Joe, what's up? Oh, shoot. Hang on a second, Joe. I got to make an adjustment here on my Skype for some reason. Not sure what's going on there. Let me try something here real fast. If not, I might have to have you call back. So bear with me for one moment. Don't know why that did that. Let's try this. All right. Okay, Joe, go ahead.
Good afternoon.
There we go. That's better. All right, my Skype settings changed.
I don't know if you're going to have enough time for 2 hours to talk about all the stuff that's breaking right now.
Oh, this is unbelievable, isn't it? Wow. Let's talk about this PokerStars thing. I mean, this is obviously the news of the moment.
Well, obviously what's going on here, I mean, this is just my opinion. They realized with the current management and ownership, they were not going to get in New Jersey anytime quick. And I guess maybe selling it off with maybe some backdoor deals, keeping them somewhat in the mix. Obviously they would never admit to that, but they realized that the only way to get into New Jersey and Nevada and California would be to sell the company.
Yeah,
and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, obviously, that was what appeared to be the biggest obstacle that everybody was using to not allow PokerStars into the market. So now what's the excuse, Joe? I mean, can New Jersey legitimately stop them from coming in there now? Can Nevada stop them from coming in, given that we now have an ownership change and the people that were involved in this are now no longer at least on the front side of it involved in PokerStars anymore?
If the new ownership has no relationship or no connections to the old management and their actions, I don't see how New Jersey could now justify, because they took a pretty strong stand on why they were not letting them back in, and now that stand is probably not legitimate anymore if it's under new ownership and new management.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as all their I's are dotted and their T's are crossed, I don't see how they could be stopped from coming into the states that have now legalized online gaming. And I think today is a major day for poker, which kind of helps with the black eye that the poker world received last night with the unwarranted penalty of Mike Madison. I mean, come on now. I mean, I've seen, and I know Mike and Phil and all these other players, and I've seen Phil Hellmuth act up on a table where he was personally berating another player.
Yeah.
And didn't get a penalty. You know, and Mike is just celebrating away from the table, too. So, and I know David Lamb, and I respect him as a tournament director, but I think David might have overreacted here. And I think even though the ruling is always the floor person's ruling is the final decision, I think in this situation, maybe Seth Polanski should have been called and someone should appeal to him to reverse the ruling that I think that was unjust. I mean, the guy's just celebrating winning a big pot. I mean, we're playing for a lot of money here.
Right.
Are we not supposed to? Are we supposed to hide our emotions? I mean, if you think about Mike Madison and Phil Hellmuth and all those guys that their personalities have made poker to be what it is now. You know, they've taken poker and brought it out to the mainstream public, and now to punish someone for celebrating. I mean, this is not the NFL where you get a 15-yard penalty for over a celebration in the end zone. Come on now, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and like you said, Dave Lamb is one of. I mean, if I'm picking the top maybe 5 tournament directors in poker, Dave's on that list. He's an incredible tournament director.
Yeah. And I'm sure if David was asked today, if he could take back that ruling, would he? I gotta think that David might say, you know what, I might have reacted a little bit too quick, and upon further review, I'm going to rescind my decision. But obviously, once he made it, he wasn't going back on it. And that's why maybe there needs to be something put into procedures here that if a ruling is, I mean, even when you have, players who don't have an agenda here speaking up and saying this was a really bad ruling, maybe there should be some ulterior or some means of getting it reversed or appealing it immediately. Because obviously, if you can't appeal it and you get it overturned the following day, what good is it to Mike? He obviously. Right. And Mike's an emotional kind of guy, and I'm sure that kind of changed his whole chemistry of how he was feeling about everything, And obviously, I'm sure he's out of the tournament now, correct?
Yeah, he busted out last night. So
yeah, so I'm thinking that this might have been a really bad ruling, and it's a little bit of a black eye to the World Series of Poker, in my opinion, anyway.
Yep, absolutely. So, I mean, this will be. I know. I'm sure he had some interesting discussions with Jack last night. I do believe I did see a tweet that he got in touch with Jack Effel about that. So, well, it's unfortunate. And it's double unfortunate because Mike apparently, admittedly didn't handle it well. So, it's that's going to be rough. But
the Tournament Directors Association, they do a great job, but their rules are, pretty much covering everything. And if it's a 1-table or 2-table tournament, it's not the decision here of giving Mike a penalty is probably not as severe as opposed to a major event at the World Series, deep in the World Series, at a huge $200,000 pot. I mean, there needs to be some checks and balances here where a floor cannot make a decision that might not be the correct one without having some checks and balances.
Yeah, well, well, the thing is that unless Jack was here, I really don't know where they were going to go with that ruling last night because obviously Dave and Chris Spears, Robbie Thompson, your senior guys here, so you're not going to. So I mean, the only place Dave Lamb is going to go is to Jack Effel. And if Jack wasn't in the building, there was no way to do it, and I'm sure Mike probably has Jack's number, but but at that point, I mean, if you don't reach Jack immediately, there's no way you're going to be able to get the ruling overturned. So
if you were to give a penalty to Mike during the first or second blind levels, it's not as dramatic or, life-changing on his tournament stat. But if you give him a penalty like that so deep in the tournament where the blinds and antes are so high, it plays a significant and takes a significant chunk of his chips away from him and doesn't allow him to play to the best of his ability. And on top of that, you put him on. You're going to put Mike on tilt, and we know that how Mike, can easily go on tilt, and that's probably one of his downfalls is that he's so emotional that he has a hard time keeping that in check.
Yep. So there you go. And by the way, I just got signed in the chat box. I saw Casino Examiner put something on there, and he said the Blackstone Group, which I mentioned earlier, as an investor in Caesars, is bankrolling the PokerStars deal. Really? Wow. Okay. Well, we got some more digging to do on that.
Yeah.
So wow.
I think they're clearing the way for this for PokerStars to get into New Jersey. Yeah.
Oh, there's no question about it. But I think that's pretty intriguing too. If Blackstone Group, well, that's they, like I said, they are an investor in Caesars, so that doesn't necessarily mean that Caesars is going to be involved with PokerStars in any way whatsoever. I couldn't imagine that's going to happen. But apparently, according to them, they're bankrolling this deal. So, wow, a lot more pieces of the puzzle. I mean, all this is just starting to come out right now. I did see some rumors about it last night, but we have it's some fascinating news, and we're getting to break it right here. Pretty exciting. That's cool.
Yeah, so again, like I said, we had a bang black eye for poker last night, and now it looks like something really exciting and new happening. And it looks like we're going to have another player in the mix here now.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Get those PokerStars satellites going again. Yeah, certainly don't want to denigrate WSOP.com or Ultimate or anybody like that, but obviously a game changer right here if this sale goes through and they can start getting their licensing. So. Pretty cool. Joe, did you want to stay online for the commercial, or what do you want to do?
Actually, I'm probably I can probably stay online for at least till 2:00 your time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just hang on till.
All
right. Well, I'll just hang on till you're done then. By the way, speaking of WSOP.com, the girls are doing a great job getting some signups out here. They're pulling them in. Not bad. There must be something cool going on online tonight, or else they're just that darned good. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so there's your man. That is just huge news, huge. I'm like I said, I'm still during commercial break. I'll see what else I can find on this, but wow. I wonder how many people are scared out there, Joe.
Well, you know what? Do we have time here?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got about 7 minutes.
You know why this is going to be good for the player? Is that the more online sites that are legalized, the more competition among the sites where they'll start to give players more incentives. Come here and play, or don't play it here. Come over here and play with us, and we'll give you this. So when there's only one or two sites to play with, they're not as willing to give out deals to players as far as rake back and deposit bonuses and all that. So I think as more players come in the market, they're all going to be fighting for, there's only a certain amount of players to be had.
Right.
But this is great. This is great news for the player. They're going to be getting a lot of deposit bonuses that you probably used to see a lot of times before Black Friday. I think those are going to start to reappear now on a regular basis.
Yeah. And here was something else that I saw just a little while ago. That kind of led into this. I got a new article up from Pocket Fives on this one. The rumored purchase price of this is going to be is over $1 billion.
Right.
So we've got that. Blackstone Group, LP Credit Business, GSO Partners Capital LP is among the backers of Amaya's bid, arranging more than $1 billion in financing. You're going to have to wait to buy some stock, though, apparently. Trading of Amaya's stock in Toronto was halted midday Thursday, and that was I remember I had seen that earlier. So, and after it had risen 28% in 2 days and 17% on Thursday alone. The reason, according to multiple reports, was the forthcoming acquisition of PokerStars' parent company, Rational Group. No, they did not get any responses when they tried to contact these companies.
Yeah, that's interesting that there was a real big spike in their stock, which leads you to believe that this was leaked out to a small fraction of people. Some would call it inside information.
Yeah.
So they knew this was coming down, and I'm sure there's going to be an investigation. If you remember back, I don't know how many years ago it was when I think it was the World Poker Tour stock was skyrocketed when there was a rumor that Bill Brunson was going to be buying the company, and so this seems to be the same kind of information that was kind of leaked out to only certain people, and that's why obviously the stock is now suspended from trading.
Yep.
And there's going to be, trust me, there'll be an adjustment on the price before it's reopened up for public sale.
Yeah. So kids, you poker players out there, line it up. Get ready to go. Have your E-trades ready to fire off there. Let's see. Let me see if there's any more information. Okay, the deal not been announced, obviously. Let's see. Yeah, and according to this article on Pocket Fives, PokerStars has run into trouble acquiring a license in New Jersey and circumventing a bad actor clause in California. Rational realizes there's little chance of breaking into the U.S. market within the next decade, thus making PokerStars less valuable to Rational than to someone who has a better chance of breaking Stars into the U.S. market. If the price is anywhere within that gap in value, it's win-win. So Rational sells for more than it's worth, and buyer buys for less than what it's worth to them. So that's, like I said, we're probably going to be seeing articles barreling in here all afternoon long on this. Yeah, so breaking news here on the Mark Hoke Show, as apparently the Amaya Group is purchasing PokerStars. Wow. I can't wait.
Yeah.
That'll be exciting. Trust me.
Yeah,
There's a lot of great.
I think it's great.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. Like I said, I do have a very deep source in PokerStars, so I will see what I can find. I don't know if they'll give me any information or not, but I will during the break. I'll see what I can dig up for you on that. But I'll tell you what, right now, Twitter is absolutely blowing up. I'm seeing tweets all over the place about what is going on with this thing. Boy, I'm like I said, it's just it's a lot. It is a lot. Just running down through here. Yeah, and a lot of people, of course, reacting to this too. That this was the only way the PokerStars was going to get in. There's, like I said, a lot of tweets and a lot of information going on. But like I said, it appears that PokerStars has been is going to be purchased. So, boom, that's it.
That's I tell you what, Mark, that's great news for the Nevada Poker League, because PokerStars had contacted us about 6 months ago, and they were coming full steam ahead in Las Vegas, and were going to become a complete sponsor of the Nevada Poker League. They were making tables and chips, and they were going to supply us with everything, because they wanted some name brand recognition out there for PokerStars among the Nevada Poker League, and that kind of went on the back burner when they got kind of shut down in New Jersey. So I'm expecting, once this deal does go through, that I'm expecting a call from the new owners of PokerStars. So.
Yeah, I trust me, I have a PokerStars call waiting myself. So, it's pretty interesting. I already had a PokerStars call in, but this might double it up. I mean, this is just really exciting for everybody in poker. I'm sure the word getting around here, I mean, I'm sure some of the competition's not going to be too thrilled about it, but we are looking at what could be the tide turning in online poker here in the United States of America because of this deal. So we'll see what happens, Joe. Well, hey, all right. Well, I know you got to get going, but thank you for calling in, Joe. I appreciate it. And of course, make sure you guys go to NevadaPokerLeague.com. Great chance.
Have a great show, Mark.
All right. Talk to you later. So Joe Payne Joe Payne on the line with us. Breaking news with the PokerStars apparently has been purchased right now by the Amaya Gaming Group, AYA for you kids on the stocks. So check it out. All right, we're going to step back, see what else we can dig up on this thing. And, of course, we still have the World Series of Poker going on, too. So let's take a commercial break, and we will be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Breaking news, PokerStars has apparently been purchased. So stick around. We'll keep talking about that and everything else happening at the WSOP right after this.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo, or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker fell. So go there now with the promo code HOKE. That's HOKE for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember Hoke. Now go gear up.
When it comes to custom poker tables, why would you buy something someone else designed and even named for their sales or marketing purposes?
The Nighthawk, the Gambler, the Big Slick, the Nuts.
Sure, you can customize it if you want, as long as you choose between black, red, or even green cloth, but that's about it. When you choose to play off tilt, it's not just another table, it's your table. The same price gets you a fully custom designed table that reflects your style and game. Off tilt makes it easy to design a truly one-of-a-kind custom poker table that'll give you home table advantage. Sure, Off Tilt could name their tables for marketing purposes, but why? It's not ours. We don't play on it. And to be honest, there are over 1,000 named Off Tilt tables worldwide, including the WSOP, the Deep Stacks Poker Tour, the Jonathan Papelbon, as well as Julie's, Chris's, Scott's, Amber's, Tristan's, just to name a few. So let us add your name to the list and deliver a truly custom-crafted, furniture-quality poker table worthy of your game. Visit www.offtiltpokertables.com or call Brian Knott today at 262-490-3812. We'll show you why Off Tilt is the only way to play.
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
At Team Poker Joker, we build innovative, high-performance, poker-focused apparel designed to keep you cool and calm in tough situations. Wait, no we don't. We've just got a cool brand representing the suits of this beautiful game called poker. Our gear won't make you better, but it will keep a smile on your face. So don't be so serious and show you know how to have fun. Get your Poker Joker gear today at TeamPokerJoker.com. Grin and win today at TeamPokerJoker.com.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become 1 way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final9Comic.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, and we are back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us. And the word already getting around here a little bit about what is going down, the apparent sale of Poker Stars. And we got a guy sitting around here. I don't know if he wants to come on the air and talk about it or not. But Dutch Boyd is over here. Does Dutch want to? Dutch, you want to hop on? I mean, I know it's initial reaction here. It's a very initial reaction, but Dutch Boyd joined us. Everybody, Dutch, how are you?
Hey, everybody.
The
Good
author,
to be on.
Author of Poker Tilt, by the way.
Yeah, we got two new reviews today.
Yeah, and good ones too.
Both of them pretty good. One of them was really good. One of the guys who he wrote an article saying, "I don't want to give a dime to Dutch. I really don't. Should we buy his book or shouldn't we?" And I saw that article and I said, "Well, you don't have to give me anything. I'll just send you a PDF version and you can give it a read."
Oh,
and so I did. He read it. Now he changed his mind. He said it's one of the top 5 poker books he's ever read.
Wow.
So
score.
Maybe he's only read 6 books, but
that's a possibility. Well, you never know.
So Poker Stars getting sold.
Apparently, yes. The Amaya Gaming Group is the stock got frozen. Stock sales got frozen and everything for these guys. So apparently, announcement is coming on Friday. What do you think about this? I mean, should this get rid of all these bad actor clauses that everybody's got and clear the way?
I guess so. I mean, if Rational isn't running Poker Stars anymore, then I guess it would. If they're selling all their assets to another corporation and it's completely different people running the show, then I would guess that it would get rid of all the bad actor clauses, and we're going to see Poker Stars getting into American gaming markets. And maybe, Mark?
Maybe
I can get my Poker Stars.
I tried. Do you know I sent that email, by the way? I'm going to talk to my person in there again. I'm going to give that another shot.
How great would that be? That
would be cool.
So maybe we will see a return of the Kid Dutch Poker Stars account.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Now, you know what? I'm happy to see it get sold. It's going to be nice to. It's the best software they've got. Is that James Woods there?
Yes.
So we had James Woods collapsing right here at the Rio.
I tweeted that earlier. He was back. I forgot to mention that James is back.
About it on the show?
I just did.
It's funny. So James
they were collapsing. Yeah, the collapsing. Yes.
I guess about I guess about 8 years ago, we were playing at the Bellagio in I think it was the 15K, and James is going on and on and on about this young actress who he's telling everybody's going to be a star, and we're like, who is it? He's like, Kristen Stewart.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
like, whatever, James. No, you guys don't understand. She's just a joy to work with. The girl can act better than anybody. She's going to be a huge star. You just watch. And then sure enough, Twilight comes out. She's a huge star. And it turns out that she truly is a joy to work with.
Wow, how about that?
Right?
I worked with her last night. Hey, bada bing. No, I'm kidding. That would have been nice. Yeah, so, yeah, this is pretty interesting. And, of course, the other story we're talking about, Mike Matusow getting penalized. Now, you were in this tournament last night.
I was at his table last night.
Oh,
so I saw him excessively celebrating a few times. There were a few times. I mean, he plays that tournament like I do. It's just a roller coaster for him, up and down and up and down. He'll have 60,000, and the next round he'll be down to 15,000. And so there were at least 2 hands where he won a huge pot, and he was running pretty good in stud high-low, not so good in Omaha high-low, but he won a huge pot. The guy is getting knocked out because he hit a gut shot straight, 3 outs, and they're all in with 2 cards to come, and he hits the gut shot, and all of a sudden he just starts screaming and pumping his fists. The other guy's out of the tournament. We're like 10 away from the money.
Yeah.
The other guy's out of the tournament, just sulks in his chair, and Mike's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So there may have been a little more setup to this than what what happened at the time where he got penalized.
I'm sure that it wasn't just like David Lamb singing and saying, "Oh, okay, you know what? We're gonna pick on Mikey." No, this was celebration after celebration after celebration, and then what it sounded like was Mike actually celebrated so much that he had to get away from the table. Well, he must have just been like full blown, both fists jumping up in the air, screaming throughout the Rio. Is he still in?
No, he got knocked out.
What about Rob Mizrachi? He's the one who knocked me out yesterday.
I don't know. I'll take a look.
That was
here
frustrating. 6 out of the money. I was pretty disappointed with that one.
Sorry, buddy.
It sucks though. I mean, this is why this year I really decided to focus on no limit, even though I'm playing horse right now.
Yeah.
But almost all of my tournaments are no limit because with any sort of limit game, you really are a slave to the showdown. Mm-hmm. And if you're not winning showdowns, you can't win the tournament. And it's so frustrating. At least with no limit, you have a little bit more control over your own destiny.
Yeah, he is still in. I got Robert Turner here too. Yeah, you want to stop in here real quick? We'll get Dutch back on, of course.
For having me on.
Hey, no problem, buddy. We appreciate the input on this. Let's get the chip burner Robert Turner on here. Of course, the creator of Omaha. On the board, thank you. So Dutch boy, and I got to get Robert in here. Mr. Turner, how are you?
Well, I'm off to a rocky start, but it's early, and if I could just regroup now. We started at 4,500. I think I got 3,000. So it's not as good as I wanted to be at the break.
Well, plenty of time. Well, I gotta ask you about this news, and I don't know if you've heard yet or not, but apparently PokerStars has been sold to let me pull this up here real quick. I don't want to get the name wrong again.
I predicted that was happening at lunch. I mean, about 10:30 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was the only scenario I could see for California. Why the 4 card rooms had partnered with PokerStars made no sense. Now it does.
Yeah. So apparently the Amaya Gaming Group once again is in the process of finalizing this. It looks like it's appearing to be a done deal. So as a veteran of this game, and you've seen a lot, what does this mean in your opinion to the online situation in the United States and PokerStars coming in?
Well, it's a win-win for both parties because Amaya could. I don't know. Did it tell what they sold for? Or terms?
It's not. They haven't got any final details, but it is over $1 billion apparently.
Over what?
Over $1 billion.
Yeah, I thought it would actually be more. I thought it would be a lot more because their stock is going to go really through the roof now. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, they could borrow money on PokerStars' future. And now it looks like the major player in the whole thing right now is California. So I see a big fight happening now between the 4 entities of Hawaiian Gardens Commerce, the Bike, Morongo.
Oh, wow.
And the rest of California.
Very true, yeah.
And if the rest of California lets those that group have poker stars, the gaming industry is locked up, I think. It's going to make it hard for Party and the rest of them. What I find very interesting is that Party Poker's been with the bike and commerce for 10 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they threw them under the bus.
Wow.
I mean, they're your partners all this time, and now they decided to go with Poker Stars. So I see a big fight happening in California. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting here in Nevada as well, because they were blocked here with the bad actor clause. You know, the ownership group was apparently, at least according to what they said in New Jersey with the Gaming Commission, was that was the main reason that they weren't able to get in there either. So now with this obstacle removed, is there an opportunity to have them come into Nevada and New Jersey as well?
I don't see how they can stop them, because it's a new company, and new software, and if everything is, I haven't read the news release or everything, but if it's strictly sold and the guys are stepping, if Schomburg and all them are stepping aside, then I don't know. Is Amalia's approved for gaming here, right? They sell machines. They do a lot of things, I know, but
I would think so. Yeah, like I said,
I don't know if they already approve it. They're already approved in Nevada. Then it's just now who do they partner with?
Mm-hmm.
And the closest. It's really strange now. The closest friend would be Steve Wynn.
Yeah, that was a relationship that was on and off, and now just came out and said that they don't want any online gambling in Nevada. But
wow,
boy, that might change some minds in that office.
Yeah, I tell you, I hate to. I don't know who else have we got. We don't. It's going to create quite a stir. I don't know. I'd have to think about this one for a while.
That is an interesting point that you bring up, is that, who in Nevada now, if PokerStars does come into Nevada, who's going to be their partner? Because, obviously the Harris properties are out. Party's got a couple, and there's so many other ones that are teamed up. Boy, going down the list, you'd really have to get with a fine-tooth comb and figure out who's still available and who would be a viable partner for him.
If you ask me to just throw a dart, who would be MGM.
That's not
I
bad.
think they would, and I know that's a blow to Party, and I don't know what their agreements or contracts they signed, if they have escape clauses or whatever, but it really doesn't matter. PokerStars really has the upper hand here, because they can just pick. It doesn't matter what hotel they pick. If they pick Tropicana, for example, it's a win-win for everybody.
Right.
But I'm sure that MGM would want to say, "Hey, wait a minute, not so fast. You got WSOP. Now let us have PokerStars."
Some PokerStars is gonna make a lot of money off this, no matter. Oh my God!
And I think the billion number is way low. And but this could be still be 8 months away. There's a lot of they'll go through it with a fine-tooth comb. But if everybody knows it's coming. That's major news.
Yes, it is. It's something else. Well, and let me get your reaction. I don't know if you heard about Mike Mataso's penalty that he got last night in the Omaha tournament. We just had Dutch Boyd on here, who was playing with Mike last night, a little bit before the penalty, and said Mike was getting pretty excited before this happened. But I'm sure you know Dave Lamb very well. He's kind of gotten caught in the middle of this, because he was the one that made the penalty ruling against Mike. A lot of players are reacting badly about this. Is a penalty like that appropriate that late in the tournament?
What was the penalty?
Just for excessive celebration.
I know, but how much time did they give him?
One rotation.
One rotation?
Yeah.
A piece of cake.
Yeah.
Mike probably knew he was going to get it, and he doesn't care. That's Mike. So maybe this penalty should be a little more severe. I don't know. One round is not that much.
Yeah. So.
But it is. I don't know what stage they were at the tournament, but sometimes it can be all your chips.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Yeah, Mike had just won a $200K pot.
Well, if he just won that, he probably want to go get a sandwich anyway.
Yeah, possibility.
I've seen people do that. Know that it's not going to affect them. They actually want to break, and I've seen some bad actors just go ahead and do something crazy, and knowing they're going to get a penalty.
Yeah. So how's your World Series going? What's going on with you?
My first event today.
Oh, okay.
So
there you go.
I'm a little down right now, but let me go back and try to get myself back on track.
Well, hey, see,
thanks for the news.
No problem. Hey, got a chance to vent a little bit, relax, enjoy yourself. The chip burner Robert Turner joined us. There you go. So getting some snap reaction to what's going on here with all this news. Wow. This is something else, and a lot of excitement. I'm sure word is starting to spread around. Like I said, I'm trying to keep an eye on Twitter because these guys are. Let's see. Some other reports coming out as well that people are starting to jump on this a little bit. So I'm kind of trying to watch Twitter a little bit while we do the show, just to see the reaction to everybody. What their initial thoughts are on what's going on there. Looks like we got Victor Roca putting up some information about Blackstone GSO preparing the $1 billion financing deal for Amaya. Tab Dashu is putting this up, and that's kind of interesting too. Let's see what else. Let's see what else is coming out here. If we've got any other news on this or any other reaction to this right now, but I'm not seeing a whole lot at the moment, at least in my feed. Reporting that the deal is going to be announced on Friday. Just the over $1 billion sale. That's so. Yeah, it looks like it's a pretty light. Of course, a lot of players are still playing today, but this is going to be something else. It's huge news for everybody in the industry, and certainly could be opening a lot of new doors to bringing online poker back to the United States in a big way coming up. So there you go. I think one thing that'll be very interesting to see is if of course there's always been a massive lobby against PokerStars coming in here, but now that you've taken what especially in New Jersey, I think New Jersey is the key because they're set up to be able to link to internationally to PokerStars. So now how do you what is your rationale at this point to keep PokerStars out of the United States? It's a really, and out of New Jersey, given this news that the reasoning was the ownership. Well, now the ownership's gone and changed hands. We have new owners. So what's the excuse now? How do you stop them? And it's kind of awkward being on a Caesars property and talking about this a little bit, but certainly Caesars, one of the key lobbyists against PokerStars, and not sure how they're going to be able to stop PokerStars from coming in. So if you want to call the show, it's 702-997-3015. We would love to hear from you. Also on Skype, Mark Hoke 5150, and if you want to tweet us as well, it's Mark Hoke Show. I'm kind of keeping an eye on this as we're moving forward, but starting to see a lot of this story popping up in the feeds a little bit. But wow, what a bombshell, and right during the World Series of Poker too. So we'll keep an eye on that. We're hoping to have Chris Wallace, the 10K horse tournament champion, hopefully joining us after his bracelet ceremony. That should be going on right now. But wow, this is just an unbelievable hour here in poker. Let's take a look at some of the events going on right now while we have a second, and we're hopefully going to see the Poker Fox join us here in a little bit. Event number 25, that is the Omaha 7-card stud high-low split 8 or better. 15 players remaining in that one, and Mike Leah has taken the lead. Go Leafs, go, has jumped out at 530,000. Is leading Eric Seidel at 444, and Thomas Thunder Keller is in third place, 375. John Kabaj at 326. Chris Reslock has moved up to sixth place. He's at 243. Fu Wong, Christopher McHugh, Tyson Marks, Andre Zigalov, Terrence Hastu, Joe Tehan, Tom Schneider, Robert Mizrachi, Alan Jaffrey, Shulman, Owais Ahmed, and Konstantin Pushkov still in this tournament. Michael Rossler and Matt Glantz have been eliminated, so we are down to 16 in the Omaha High-Low split game or split tournament going on right now here at the World Series. Let me back up here to the six-handed tournament, and we have lost a couple others. Mark Darner out in 15th. Griffin Banger is out in 16th. So Matt Jarvis still leading the way, but Lucky Chewy has slid into the second spot and is only 70,000 chips behind on this one. Kevin Eister has also moved up the board. He's adds 315,000 on this blind level. He goes to 720,000. So Kevin Eister is chasing these guys down. Bryn Kinney at 695. David Barat at 690. Fabrice Tuile at 604. And this is probably the most international field we've seen in a while. We've got a couple Frenchmen sitting out there, a Belgian, an Italian, also Canadian at the top of the board. This is and really, of course, like we said earlier in the series, a lot of the international players start rolling in here right around this week. So we're going to see more and more of them popping up on these leaderboards as we go through this World Series. Byron Kaverman is in 9th. Amanda Musumeci has picked up a few chips. She has gone to 12th place, sitting at 185, so a long way to go for her, as well as Greg Merson, 175. So Merson, of course, once again trying to be the first main event champion since Carlos Mortensen to win a World Series of Poker bracelet. But Merson is going to have a long way to go to try and make the comeback on this with 185,000 chips, blinds at 6,000, 12,000. But Greg Merson knows what he's doing. I mean, he's been in trouble in big tournaments before and made a nice run. So 14 players left in event number 24. Right, and let's see what else, any other updates. Take a look at event number 26. That was the only event that started yesterday. And right now, down to 166, Mark Dube is still your leader out of Newburyport, Massachusetts. Matt Haugen has moved up into second at 148. Ethiel Garcia at 145. Christopher Smysko at 140, a little over 140. Dan Smith has gone to fifth. And Hector Coriz, big jumper. He is up to 126 and has moved into sixth place on this one. And you're looking at Soy Win at 14th right now. Of course, he was WSOP main event final tableist. Max Silver at 22nd. Scott Clements has moved up to 25th. Anthony Spinella is in 28th. Theo Tran is in 39th. Mike McDonald is in 44th. So those are your top players right now in event number 26. All right, so it looks like we're getting some players signed up for WSOP.com over here too, having a good time. Yeah, but this is turned out to be a big news day here at the World Series of Poker. But stunningly, nothing to do with the World Series. So like I said, we're apparently going to get a full announcement about that tomorrow. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. And just checking to see if we have any more other news about that one. Yeah, like I said, we're kind of in a holding pattern on that. But many credible sources starting to break that, and I'll see what I can do this afternoon. So when we come back at 6:30 tonight, we will be able to give you even more information. I'm just looking around at some other stuff that's happening. Let's see. Some updated GPI standings. That's Player of the Year. I was kind of looking for the top. The GPI top 10 has been, GPI 300 top 10 has been shuffled a little bit. Oli Shimyan is still in first. Vanessa Selps has moved up to second. Daniel Negreanu is up to third. Scott Seaver falls to fourth. Byron Kaverman fifth. Philip Grusom is in 6th. Jason Mercier is in 7th. Stephen Chidwick moves up spot. He is in 8th. Paul Volpe, by the way, has now moved up thanks to his win, moves up 17 spots to number 9 on that board. So Paul Volpe now amongst according to GPI, the current top 10 players in the world. Jonathan Duhamel holding down the number 10 spot. Dan Smith fell from 6 to 13 on this one. So right now, the hot German Shimeon is taking that lead. Vanessa Selps in second, Negrano moving to 3rd place. All right, so we're just kind of hanging on right now, and hopefully we're going to be hearing from the horse champion, 10K horse champion Chris Wallace. And, let's take a look at that tournament real quick just to give you an idea of what Mr. Wallace went through on that one. Of course, pretty short heads-up match. Really did have control of this when they did go heads-up, where he was taking on Randy Ohl. Managed to clear out Ohl's last $1.1 million on the final hand of that tournament. And just running down through here. But, a great tournament. Chris Wallace, his first WSOP bracelet, picks up over $500,000 on that one. And taking care of Randy Ohl to wrap it up. So we're just kind of hanging on to see for Chris Wallace to come down here. But, wow. What a spectacular afternoon here. As, like I said, we got a couple bracelets look like will be given away later on tonight. We have the Poker Stars news, controversy over Mike Matisso's penalty. And, of course, this Poker Stars sale. So we're kind of hanging out right now and seeing what, if we get any more news or any quick updates on what has been going on here and in the world of poker. This is unbelievable. Oh, and these guys flipping out about the World Cup, too. Already calling rigged. Already got a rigged call on the World Cup. That's unreal. All right. Yeah. And so we're just kind of, like I said, we're just hoping to get Chris Wallace up here as soon as his bracelet ceremony's over. But once again, the big news today, as the main report, I think, some of the poker news sites have been breaking this, but off of Bloomberg.com, obviously pretty reliable source when it comes to these things. Blackstone's GSO preparing $1 billion financing deal. Blackstone Group LP has extended $1 billion of credit, apparently, along with some other companies, to Amaya Gaming Group Incorporated. Get your AYA stock ready to go. As, of course, they are a maker of gambling equipment and systems, near an agreement to buy the parent company, PokerStars Rational Group, for apparently over $1 billion. So PokerStars looking like they're going to be sold. Trading on Amaya was halted in Toronto after surging 29% in 2 days. Tim Ferran of Amaya, one of their spokespeople, has declined to comment on the deal. They say site company policy to not comment on rumors or speculation. Eric Holreiser, spokesman for PokerStars, and Blackstone spokeswoman Christine Anderson also have declined to comment. So no one is speaking out. But, of course, that would apparently, Amaya is based out of Quebec in Pointe-Claire. So we could see PokerStars moving to Canada here, a possibility, if they decide to move it off the Isle of Man. But this is just some massive news on this. So we'll see what we can come up with on this thing. So, some interesting sources. So maybe we'll make some calls while we're on the break and try to see what we can find out about this story as it rolls on. So once again, we're just kind of hanging out right now, waiting for Chris Wallace. I know he's already had posted on his Facebook he's coming up. So as soon as his bracelet ceremony is over and he's available, we're going to get to talk to Chris Wallace. And, so I'll tell you what. Let's see if we at least start a commercial break. We'll get one more in here. I know we've been normally doing 2 a show here, but we'll see if we can get one more in, and we'll hopefully be hearing from the Poker Fox when he comes back, or when we come back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thank you for joining us, guys. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water, and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
All right, and we're going to break right in on that commercial break because the man is here. So whenever he's ready, we'll have him swing around. He's dropping stuff on the desk. Pretty cool stuff, I might add. And got those monster headphones, but a nice little extra toy there for the Poker Fox, Chris Wallace. Chris,
Mind if she sits down?
No, absolutely, absolutely. There we go. Join in the fun. We're having a great time. How about this? Got a little piece of jewelry there for yourself.
Yeah,
not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Well,
I've never heard of Jason of Beverly Hills, but that's who's making them this year, and they're nice.
Yeah, how about that? Popped it on there. Congratulations. What a win for you. Your first World Series of Poker bracelet, and it comes in one of the most prestigious events here at the WSOP. Take us a little bit through that final table because, obviously a stacked field trying to get through that thing.
Yeah, I mean, if the Raz event wasn't the toughest field I've ever played, then this one was. Those two are both just, the fields are amazing. Somebody sent me an email with the list of the people who made day 2 in this event, and I recognized every name but mine. It was amazing that it's just so stacked. But I learned that a lot of these players, while they're great poker players, a lot of them are not great at every game. Mm-hmm. And I just talked to one of the other bracelet winners who said he contributed to the prize pool for me because he busted in level 2 because he didn't know how to play stud.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
And I saw that with a lot of very good players, and I wasn't starstruck because I played with so many of these people on full tilt. I mean, I made my living on Red Name Pros on full tilt, playing 50, 100, and 100, 200 horse games, and then the 10-game mix. And so it wasn't scary, but some of these guys were really good, and I was really impressed with some of the people I played with. Jeffrey Lissandro, was at my table in both the Raz and this for a couple days. I mean, he's a stone killer in all the stud games. And Nick Schulman was at my table most of day 2, and he was really strong. And then everybody at the final table was good. Randy, who took second, he was excellent. I mean, he ran really bad the last 3 hands, and I managed to get a couple extra bets out of him, but he played really well too. Everybody at the final table was solid, and I knew Max Pescatori was going to be strong. He's run deep in a ton of these events.
Yeah, I mean, so take us through that last hand. I mean, the excitement. It's over. So you're already grinning when you think about it. It's amazing. I can't take you
through all of it because I said some words I can't say on the radio.
Oh, you can say it on here. We're on the internet, so you can say whatever you want.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm really calm at the table. I don't get excited. I don't yell. I don't nothing. But it's stud 8. I start with deuce 3-5. Apparently he started with a pair of aces. So I don't remember. It was I think it was a complete and a raise on 3rd Street. And then on 4th Street, I catch a queen maybe. No, on 4th Street I caught my other deuce. Wow, I can't even remember. And honestly, I saw an interview the other day that I did after after the thing with the Poker News guy, and I barely remembered doing it.
Yeah.
But on 5th Street, we got it in. I had 3 deuces. He had 2 aces. And I caught a deuce on either 4th or 5th Street to maybe both 4th and 5th Street to have 3 deuces. And so we flipped over our hands, and all I could think was, please hold. This is for everything.
Yeah.
Please just hold. I had a big chip lead, like 5-1, and if I lost that pot, I would still have the chip lead, but not by as much. And it's like when you flip when you flip over aces, and the guy's got nothing, and then he turns a straight draw, and you're like, oh, I'm dead. You just know you're dead. And he flips over his hand, and I think just hold. Just if he doesn't get an ace here, I get a bracelet, and the next card is an ace for him. And I said, fuck me. I don't do that much, but I just couldn't. I felt like my bracelet just went down the toilet. And then 6th Street brought nothing, and 7th Street, I looked at my card because I knew I needed a full house. Even if I get a full house, I need him not to get a full house.
Right.
Because his full house is always going to be best with 3 aces. I look, and it's a 3. And I said full house, and I could see him sort of deflate. And then he sweated his card really hard. It was It was 30 seconds before he knew what his card was. And then he said paint, and that was it. And then I sort of went numb after that. I was never, throughout the tournament, I never thought I'm going to win this. I thought I'm going to play perfect. And I just played as well as I could possibly play the whole time. But I never really believed I'm going to win this. Even when I had the chip lead heads up, all in with 3 deuces against 2 aces, I was just like waiting on it. I never really, believed in it that it was going to happen. So when it happened, I was sort of numb for a little bit. And then my friend Ku Vang came running over and just about tackled me.
Oh, there you go.
Knocked me down and was so excited. And his excitement was kind of what brought it all home. If somebody else is that excited about something I did, it was pretty impressive, and it sort of brings it into perspective. So it was a ton of fun. It was a fun night.
It sounds like that this tournament, I mean, everybody sees this 10K horse tournament and sees the talent going through there. But it almost seems to me like you were just on autopilot and just trying to, keep your head about you as best you could, and, just so focused that everything around you just kind of went, and, just praying to God,
Especially at the final table, I was really in the zone. I really could... I could read the players well. I knew when to make the right folds. I really was feeling really good, and you have to run good to win a tournament like this too. You're not going to win it every time you play good, but I definitely felt I was really comfortable. When I came outside in the hallway, basically where we are right now, I would notice my heart was beating fast, and then as soon as I walked inside and sat down at the table, I was calm. Mm-hmm. There's a resolve when I'm playing the 10K where I've determined at the start of the tournament I'm going to play great here. I have to. It's a 10K. I can't leave this tournament knowing that I screwed up and I blew 10,000 on just because I didn't feel like making the right play. So knowing then that I'm going to play perfect, then everything's easy after that. You don't have to be stressed, because if you bust the tournament, it's not going to be because you got outplayed. It's not going to be because you did the wrong dumb thing. It's just the cards just weren't going your way, and you don't have anything to regret. So when I'm playing bigger tournaments, I play really well just for that factor, that I know I'm not going to do anything that I regret.
Yeah, and you got a ton of support. I mean, I can tell you, following Twitter all throughout that tournament, the Minnesota poker community, I've gotten to spend some time up there, and, you're all so close in that group. And the outpouring that you were getting throughout the tournament and after you won, I can only imagine what that meant to you. Because I know you guys really, even if it's one of, not yourself, but it's somebody else, you're all, feel like you're representing each other when you're up there. It's like a real family atmosphere when it comes to that Minnesota gang.
It really is. There's so many people here from Minnesota, and so many strong players there, and there's not a lot of card rooms, so we see each other every day. And people really, they're proud of the Minnesota poker scene, and the games are really tough. The players are really strong, so we have a lot of showing here. I saw a stat today. If Minnesota were a country, on the country list on the World Series of Poker, we'd be in 4th.
Wow. That's impressive.
We're at 1.2 million, and the UK is at 1.4. So we're close to being 3rd.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah. And I fully expect we've got some really killer players who haven't even cashed yet.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of them. I know, like Blake, for example, is a guy that.
Yeah, Blake could rip off $1 million cash anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Put us into second.
So, it's your first World Series of Poker bracelet, and I know you've been playing for a long time. What does this do for your poker career, and how does it make you feel inside that you've finally accomplished this?
I like that you say your first World Series of Poker bracelet. That's nice. That's a nice thought. It's my first one. It's not. I didn't finally win one. I just got my first one. I'll get more later.
Yeah. Absolutely. Got to plan ahead, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that it changes things. I don't know how yet. I don't think it changes things that drastically for me. It makes me really happy, and it adds some security for me where I'm sure that I can sell as much action as I want, anytime I want, and play whatever I want at a reasonable markup. And I feel like from now on, as long as I'm smart and careful, and that's really easy compared to how I've been living in the last, since Black Friday, I can make a comfortable living playing poker. If all I have to do is play poker well and be smart about selling action if I need to, that's a cakewalk compared to what what it's been like since Black Friday for me, and trying to make a living in Minnesota where the games are small and the players are strong. So, I think life just got a little easier and a little more secure. But I sold a lot of action in this event and in a whole package of mixed game stuff for the series. So I don't have all my action, and then I got to pay taxes, and I'll end up with more than $100,000. But it's not like $500,000 where I could just decide to do whatever I felt like doing at the time and start a business or do. So it's a nice chunk of padding to my bankroll, but there aren't games big enough in Minnesota that they were stressing my bankroll anyway. So it's not like at home I can suddenly play the big games I wanted to play. The games aren't there. And I don't want to be on the road all the time. I spent a lot of time on the road after Black Friday, and I just am tired of it. And my wife's tired of it. And, my wife runs a business full time, and she owns her own business, so she works a ton of hours because that's what you do when you own your own business.
Right.
And we've got dogs to take care of and a house to take care of, and she does that stuff while I'm gone. After Black Friday, it was like she was home all the time and I was working all the time on the road, and she really doesn't want me to be gone, and I don't want to be gone. I'm really tired of hotel rooms and crappy little poker tournaments in the middle of nowhere in the Midwest and all the time I spent on the road. So I'm not going to hit the road after this and spend 7 months a year playing the World Series circuit or anything, because I don't want to be gone that much. Yeah. So in terms of what I'm playing, it really doesn't change very much for me, I don't think.
So what is your wife going to get out of this? Are we getting maid service? Are we, what's the vacation plan? What's going on?
She's already booking tickets to New Zealand.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We have some friends who live in New Zealand, and we've always wanted to go, and we both love to travel. So it's something we've talked about, but it's a really expensive country, and we hadn't kind of wanted to do it yet. But as soon as this happened, it was like the first thing she posted on Facebook after
Perfect.
the win.
There you go.
We're going to New Zealand sometime pretty soon, and I imagine that I had when I met my wife, I actually had a tradition of spending Christmas out of the country. I hadn't spent Christmas in America in like 10 years or something. I'm not even religious. It's interesting to spend it other places, and it's nice to get out of the cold. Mm-hmm. And then that kind of got once or twice that got broken because her parents or my parents wanted to see us over Christmas. And then it started to be February. She said, "You're really a bear in February. Why don't you just go somewhere every February?" So I spent 6 years without spending a day of February in the country. I was in Costa Rica. I was in Jamaica. I was, whatever. And then after 2 years after Black Friday, it didn't make sense anymore to spend that much money. And the poker games in Costa Rica are pretty good, but I'm not going to make a lot of money down there, so it just didn't make sense. So I haven't been out of the country for the month of February for the last few years, and I suspect I can do that now.
It's not bad being out of Minnesota in February.
It's
either.
really good to be out of Minnesota in February. And if you're going to be in Minnesota in February, don't be at my house because I'm really grumpy by then.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really tired of the winter by then. So, but it's easier if I know that February 1st I can fly to Costa Rica for a month and not have to worry about it, and I can make money down there that to pay for the trip. But now that I know I can do it, the winter gets easier
No doubt. Yeah, the Minnesota North Dakota winners. I went to North Dakota State, so
those are awful.
I know of your pain.
That's brutal.
But there's no pain here because you got that. You want to show everybody that bracelet at home?
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that is something else. The 10K horse bracelet. Man, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations, my friend.
That's really great. I don't think it's even really set in yet.
How long? So you're gonna take that off at any point? I mean,
no.
You're gonna get a little tattoo, so when you do take it off in the shower, it's still there.
I've actually thought about getting a tattoo of some kind. I have a couple tattoos, and I'll probably get something to celebrate this win. I don't know when I'm gonna take the bracelet off because I'm not sure I know how.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
We put it on. We closed it once when it wasn't on yet, and it took the guy who's supposed to know like 5 minutes to get it off, to get it open again. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure that I know how to get it off if I want to. It might be stuck on here for a while, and that's okay with me.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's going to be fine.
Yeah, because it's a hell of a win in one of the best tournaments here at the World Series of Poker. Chris, congratulations, man. Very proud of you.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Awesome job. So
boycott the Venetian.
Oh, there you go.
Don't go.
We'll get that in there, too. All right. Congratulations to the Poker Fox. You better believe it. And that's one happy guy. Now, the Minnesota poker community, I know, went absolutely crazy when he won that bracelet. So another one coming back to Minnesota. And congratulations. All right, so there you go. Chris Wallace, the 10K horse champ, joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show. All right. That's always fun. It's nice to see when these guys get their first bracelets. And he's been a veteran of the game for so long, playing so hard. And, to see him get the success that he's finally deserving of, just a great thing to see. So congratulations to Mr. Wallace. Of course, knocked off Randy Ole in that one to win event number 22, the 10K Horse Tournament Championship. And some great pictures, by the way, on WSOP.com if you want to check it out. You can kind of tell he's just overcome with emotion. And a happy wife. Happy wife, happy life for Mr. Wallace. All right. So, I'll tell you what, I think that's a great place to wrap this afternoon show up. So we got the horse champ on here. So I think it's going to do it for us here for our afternoon edition. Make sure you guys check in with us 6:30 p.m. Pacific time here on the Mark Hoke Show. We got the evening show. All sorts of news going on. These events that are closing in on final tables. We'll have some more news, off of those as well. The Poker Stars news continues to break. We'll follow that as well. So pretty good stuff coming at you tonight here on the Mark Hoke Show. I want to thank all of you for joining us. We will see you next time here live from the World Series of Poker. Give us a follow at Mark Hoke Show on Twitter and the Mark Hoke Show on Facebook. We'd certainly appreciate it. So that'll do it. Have a good one, everybody.